I'd go so far as to say that one of the most common limiting beliefs that people hold is the belief that they're not good enough. I'd also go as far as to say that all of my clients held this belief at some degree or other before they started working with me. What about you? Is it a belief that you hold as well? Well, in today's video, I'm going to be offering 6 things you can do to start overcoming this and start feeling better about yourself. If you don't already know me, my name is Ayodele Kolade and I am the creator of the EMC² Personal Mastery Transformation Program with a background in psychology, psychiatry, neuroscience, neurolinguistic programming, sociology, hypnotherapy, and so much more. Please do subscribe to my channel, like the video if you like it, and turn the notifications on so you don't miss a thing from me. Not feeling good enough. And this used to be a big problem for me, and like I said, all of my clients at one point have held this belief before working with me that they were not good enough regardless of social standing or status. And I've worked with some pretty high profile people and they hold this belief. It seems to be a plague of humanity, but not good enough for who? Not good enough for what, I ask. So I'm going to offer you 6 things to consider about this not feeling good enough rubbish that will help you to start thinking differently and feeling differently, and will just generally help you. So let's get to it, shall we? So number 1 is make connections rather than comparisons. So when you're not feeling good enough, or feeling this not feeling good enough, are you comparing yourself to others? The only person really that you should be comparing yourself to, if at all, is who you were yesterday or who you were last year. And even then, remind yourself a lot and often that you're doing your best. Comparing yourself to your chapter 1 to somebody else's chapter 20 is absolutely futile, as is comparing your chapter 1 to their chapter 1, because we all have different backgrounds, different experiences, different privileges, different challenges that either prevent and hinder or help us excel in the things that we do or don't do. So really and truly, the best thing to do is just remind yourself that you're doing your best and reassure yourself as much as possible that you are doing what you should be doing. And if you are aware that you're not actually where you want to be, then take action, make a plan, figure out the steps that you need to take to get you from where you are to where it is that you want to be. And if you need help with that and you need somebody to help you figure it out, then reach out to somebody like me who will be able to help guide you, point you in the right direction, support you in taking the steps and making the change that you've decided that you wanted to make. So, make connections rather than comparisons. Number 2 is to silence your inner critic. Now, this topic just keeps coming up all the time, and I have created a beautiful and enchanting Mindset Mastery audio program, which I will leave the link to in the description below, or if you're watching this on Instagram, it will be in my bio, to help to do exactly that. So if you are experiencing this not feeling good enough, then getting in touch with, getting in tune with what's going on inside your mind is going to really help. And in my previous video, either the one before this or a couple of ones before this, I actually explain a 3-step process that you can go through to help to do that. So there are 2 resources that you can access for free right now to go and help with silencing that inner critic, which will help to eliminate this feeling of not feeling good enough, which is absolutely nonsense. But I appreciate that that may be where you are. So go, take action and get your free stuff and help you to start feeling better. Number 3 is to remind yourself that there's no such thing as perfect. Now, it's okay to aspire to be the best version of yourself possible, but not to the point where you hold yourself hostage and actually make yourself miserable because you're not perfect, because, honey, there is no such thing as perfect. You wouldn't be here if there was. You know, the whole purpose of us being on this planet, my belief is to evolve and grow and develop and learn things that we need to learn. So if you were perfect, there'd be nothing to learn, so you wouldn't be here. So just embrace the journey and remind yourself that there is no such thing as perfect. Number 4 is being present in the here and now, and just remembering that this moment is the most important moment. So a wonderful way of practicing that, or learning how to practice that, is meditation, and a great starting point is mindfulness meditation. And meditation is a daily practice for me, and just really helps us to transcend the ideals of, you know, the pressures that we can put on ourselves about what we should be doing and being good enough. So learning to meditate is going to really help also to quieten the mind and calm the nervous system, and it has numerous health and well-being benefits. So I really urge and encourage you to start meditating, start somewhere, and like I said, mindfulness meditation is a really good starting point. So take action and start meditating. So number 5 might be a little bit testy for some people, but my belief is that this reality that you're living is just one possible version of reality that you could be living. And in my model of the world and the work that I do in terms of transformation and understanding the way that the universe works in the quantum field, there are so many other possible versions of you that you could be. So just understanding that this is just one possible version that you're living, and within you there are infinite and unlimited untapped resources to assist you in stepping into the version of yourself that you really want to be. So learning how to tap into those resources, learning how to access all of the unlimited possibility, untapped potential within you is something that you might want to explore. And if you do, reach out, let me know, let's start a conversation, and I will be more than happy to help you to understand some more about that. Maybe I'll do another video at some point on more of that, but just understanding that this version of you that you are currently living is just one possible version. There is so much more potential for you to embrace. There is so much more potential for you to offer to this life, and learning how to access all of those untapped resources is a way to go to start that journey of self-discovery, self-exploration, and seeing what else is possible for you. And finally, number 6, which is to take your power back. A lot of this feeling of not being good enough is tied up to the things that we say to ourselves in our mind, which is connected potentially to the things that have happened in our past. Highly likely that that's the case. But the question is, are you going to continue, even if you've experienced and been through challenging times and traumatic events, which I have, you know, you're not alone. There are so many people out there that have. So even if you have, and as a result of those experiences, you have this internal dialogue or things going on inside yourself that contribute to you not feeling good enough, are you going to continue to allow what happened to dictate what happens to you now and in the future? You have the power to decide and to determine, this is not how my story ends. Does it take guts to make that decision? Absolutely yes. But you do have the power to do that, and you have the power to determine how your story continues and how your story plays out. So taking your power back is really about taking responsibility for how you feel, no longer blaming, no longer pointing the finger and saying he did it, she did it, it's because of them that I feel this way. But actually saying, okay, well that happened, that was part of my past, that was part of my history, but I'm no longer going to allow what happened to have so much control over me. I'm going to take my power back, and I'm going to decide that that's not how my story ends, and choose a different future for you, and decide that you are good enough, and that you're going to start taking steps towards feeling good enough so that you can actually feel congruent in the feeling that you have about being good enough and being good enough. So there you have it, 6 things to consider about this not feeling good enough rubbish that you can start doing, start taking action on. So I would love to know what one thing you're going to do differently, what one piece of advice or action you're going to take that will help you start taking steps towards getting rid of this not feeling good enough and actually feeling good enough for you. So I'd love it if you left me a comment below and let me know what you're going to do, what action step you're going to take. And remember that in the description below this video is a link to my Mindset Mastery audio program, which is a beautifully enchanting audio program that I created to help you silence, minimize, and eliminate that inner critic. So there's one super simple step you can take, is to go and download that and start listening to it today. I would also love it if you would share this video with 3 people that you know need to hear this too. There are so many people out there with this same feeling. I'm sure everybody goes through it at one point in their lives, and there's somebody out there that you know that needs to hear this too. So please do share it with them, get the message out there, let them know that there are things that they can do to start getting rid of that feeling and start feeling better. So if you're not already subscribed, subscribe to my channel, like the video if you like it, turn your notifications on, and I'll share something else with you really, really soon. Have an amazing day, and really hope you're having an amazing 2020 so far. Okay, bye for now.